This year has been filled with hardships, financially, mentally, academically. Many of us were laid off, many of us have lost loved ones, and the transition to remote learning was everything but easy. Reflecting back on this year, it saddens me to see that we came together as a community and as a country the first couple months into this pandemic. Yet slowly we began to turn against one another. The clearing of the shelves, the masks, the protests, the election. It was just one thing after another with no breaks in between. We're tired. We have been wrung out and used way more times than we can count. Yet here we are, waiting for our names to be called as we graduate with our degree. Hard work, dedication, and discipline have all led us here. Through the long nights, the study sessions in the coffee shops, tutoring hours on campus, we have finally made it here to the beginning of our next chapter. Although I'm beyond humbled to be here on your phones, laptops, and TVs, I would have loved to be staring into a crowd full of your beautiful faces as we're recognized for our achievements. I could not have been chosen for this honor had it not been for my parents, who taught me the importance of hard work and perseverance. My Baba fled during the mass genocide against my Kurdish people in Kurdistan and Iraq, and was accepted for a visa here in America in 1999. When he arrived in Dallas, he had nothing, no money, no family, no connections, just him and his little refugee clothes. From a young age, I've waited at the door for my dad to get home from long shifts at work. I've watched him come home tired, wiping sweat off of his forehead. This man worked in restaurants, dealerships, 2 jobs at once. And within 5 years, he built up a mechanic business here in Amarillo. Some years after that, he was robbed of his first business, and he once again beat the odds and started a bigger, more successful business. I've always looked up to the man who came home smelling like engine oil and gasoline, who had the roughest of hands that would sometimes scratch mine when I held his. Because for 15 years, I watched him wake up at 7 in the morning, every morning, get dressed and go off to work with his cup of coffee or chai. Even on Sundays, he would still go to the shop and fix up customers' vehicles or clean. He taught me that nothing comes to you without consistency and dedication, or without honor and character. You must build everything you want. Do you want a fat bank account? Build it. You want a master's degree? Earn it. And you want a great reputation? Create it. Sometimes I even sneak a peek at his reviews on Google, and it makes me that much more proud to be his daughter. Amarillo trusts him, calling him honest and full of kindness. He built his business, he created his name, and he gave it his 100%. But he never did it for himself. My father goes above and beyond to provide for his wife and children, and he never asks for anything in return. He's had the same few pairs of shoes for as long as I can remember, and the same few pairs of pants for as long as I can remember. He never buys himself anything. Everything he's made has only come to us, and that's why I do this for him. He watched me grow up, but I also watched him grow old. I've watched his wrinkles form, his skin thin, and he can't keep working this hard forever. I'm here today because of him and for him, to finally take care of him and have him live the life that he deserves. I promised myself I wouldn't stop just because it got hard or because I'm tired. My dad's been tired for 15 years and he never gave up. I'm not allowed to give up because I have so much left to accomplish. Baba, I'm so proud of you, and I'm gonna live up to your name. My mama was the best mom growing up. She is exactly what every Middle Eastern mother is expected to be. She'd walk around the house, flip-flop in one hand, back scratcher in the other, ready to smack one of us for a sock on the ground. Every Friday night, I went to sleep knowing there was no peace the next day, that us children would be awakened by some hollering about clean this, clean that. When I came home from school, she made me wash my hands, eat, and do homework. I wasn't allowed to touch anything until I proved to her that my homework was done. When she saw me slacking, she made sure she gave me something to do. I always had multiple books with me because once I finished one, my head better be in the next. She is what kept me in check. My mama built these habits in me from a young age. She taught me the importance of time, to stop sitting around and go do what needs to be done. And if everything is done, go do something to make yourself better. When she's sick, she is still cooking or cleaning around the house. When she's down, she still goes out of her way to make sure we are okay. A few years ago, my mom lost her mom, and my mom lost her brother, both on the same night to a drunk driver. We remember that day like it was yesterday. I vividly remember the days after, the hundreds of people in and out of our home that weekend, the endless amounts of used tissues. I will never forget the pain I watched my mom endure, or forget the sounds of her crying. Nothing is worse than watching your mother hurt and knowing you can do nothing about it. But I look back to that time in our lives and I think about my mom and I feel admiration. Because although she was grieving, she somehow still always had a meal ready for us when we got home. She always kept a brave face on around us. And she always made sure her kids knew what we were doing and that they were doing what they needed to do. I don't know how she did it, but the strength she had during those first couple years after we lost them still amazes me. She's always cared about those around her before she took care of herself. She always had the biggest heart and gives it all the way. She gave us all her warmth as we were children. She gives us all her knowledge now. She holds us when we cry and she washes our hair when we don't have the strength to. She is one woman who has given enough love and nurture generations beyond me. My mother did not bring me onto this earth for me to quit. She did not put all her pride and joy into me for me to just give up. And I do this for her so I can give her more than just a candle, more than just flowers. Thank you for everything, Daya. I'm the woman I am today because of your tenderness and strength. My story probably sounds very similar to your own, especially if you're a first-generation student like myself. Many of us have parents that have given everything they got to make sure that their children have what they need to succeed. Their sacrifices do not go unnoticed, and they set us up for triumph for generations to come. Yes, we work to get this degree for ourselves, but we also do it for our parents, for our grandparents, for our children. Our parents worked for decades to get us to where we are now, gave us all that they could, and we refused to let their dedication go to waste. And for those of us who didn't have parents like that, or a good foundation to build off of, we are becoming those parents. We want our kids to be raised comfortably in a home where they do not have to worry about when or what their next meal will be. We want them to be proud of their last name and the achievements of their parents. And this degree gets us one step closer to all of that. The feeling of accomplishment is worth all the work we did, and the flame of pride that ignites in us tonight is something we won't forget. When you are worn out and have given your all, and think that you cannot go any further, think about tonight. When you stray from the path that will lead you to success, think about tonight. When you lose your job, when you fail a task, when you simply just can't do it anymore, think about tonight. Because tonight you have proved to yourself that you can indeed overcome those thoughts of self-doubt. You have proved to yourself that you can take a failure or a loss and you can build off of it. You have proven to yourself that you are capable of everything you want to accomplish. So let's go on. Those of us who are getting an even higher degree, let's go on. Those of us who are going to start our dream career, let's go on. And those of us who are ready to start our families, let's go on. Because if this year has taught us anything, it's taught us that time stops for nobody. The world keeps spinning whether we like it or not, and we can either give up or we can stay stagnant in one spot, or we can write our own success story and prove to ourselves that no one is in control of our lives but us. So let's keep loving and caring. It's so easy for us to love one another, and we are all that we have. Be the person who lights up a room. Be the person that has earned everyone's respect. Be the person that you dream to be. So let's go on. Let's move on to our next chapter. I'm beyond proud of everyone here tonight, and I cannot wait to see what we all achieve next.